As we wait for another episode to get finished to upload, let me catch up. Any of you who are new to IHP, we discuss how to be yourself and how to be a mystic in the 5D plane and how to basically welcome all people with differences. And I'm laughing right now because I'm trying to think of how many different ways to say what I thought people would grow up to become. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. Anyone go on that ride? So, you know what's beautiful about you who are just the way you are. So I thought, as I was growing up, that all women, men, and theys would become confident. As a teenager, I noticed what confidence did. And then I noticed what Jesus told me and God, and I kept becoming more confident. No, it's a consistency, healthy self-worth. So now I just know how to explain it better because I have attachment trauma information as I got to keep learning more to support people who want to do self-help mindset with inner growth mindset, and then mindset and mindfulness also added to my toolkit. I am not a jack of all trades, but then again I am, but then again I'm not. I'm a human who can share with you how people say, I want to do personal development self-help. I want life now. Or that it's bullshit. The pseudoscience lady here. Oh, and woo-woo spiritual as well. Remember? Oh, it's also woo-woo because I respect sciences. And scientists, they chase each other down the hallways. So as I have become completely well-rounded in my topic of expertise, which is being Maria, and coming to you to tell you, look at you, just the way you are. Okay, so behaviors that sabotage life and relationships, I don't have them as my voice because, see, I have this thing called authenticity. So some people have said, don't you have any filters? You could learn them. And I said, no, I don't like to lie. No, but it's called being socially whatever. I said, no, I don't care. My friends and my lover and or lovers, because I moved from monoamory to polyamory. So I'm Maria. Said, I'm Maria. I have a tail like Ariel, but I won't get rid of my tail or my voice. And I actively have, so I'm just making shit up right now. But the Little Mermaid, I would say, hey, Eric, Dad, that doesn't want me to come to the surface. My mom, I don't know where she's at. I don't remember what happened to in the Little Mermaid. Do we ever know where the mother is? Is she there? I forget. So long story short, though, my point is, you're beautiful just the way you are. Yes. So people who don't have confidence or healthy self-worth, I thought they would learn how to, because I said, I'm going to be Maria. And not only as a 3-year-old, as a 16-year-old. So this is called differentiation of the self. It's really fun to have it than to explain it and to say how many people would say, I found it hard to believe that the first 2 years of life mean anything. And you say, you know what, 16-year-old? No, you don't. You actively don't tell the adaptive child why their behaviors are sabotaging. No, you try to share with them educational and empowering information as I got to learn more, again, about being a person that helps people to be their self. And this is why people say, well, if I need to be myself, what do I need you for? Well, come to find out, the self of you is a verb. Thanks, Dr. Dan Siegel and Dr. Daniel Fox. Yes, Daniel Fox, right? I think is I get them confused. But Dr. Daniel Fox, he's the one who let me in on a little fun fact. Imagine a person who trusts someone kind less. So any of those unconditionally loving people that are just like me, and that's because we believe in kindness always, like Pacham, and that you all have a heart. And we know there's no demon or devil or evil or Lucifer possessing anyone because we're smart. And even before that, it's because we're mystics. And even before that, it's because we know the Holy Spirit. And even before that, it's because, we know God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. And that's because we are all one big ball of energy. I use the word energy, the essence of love and life. And so imagine a person who, again, trusts someone kind less. Furthermore, that any neutral situation or neutral facial expression gets twisted in a way of it being evil, Knievel, medieval. Also imagine a person having someone be an angel and then a devil and an evil person, and going and actually exaggerating the negative side of the person. So once they've done one thing wrong, so you make a mistake, now you're out. But you're not only out, I'm going to demonize you all over the place with my mouth and my brain. So that's called split thinking. Okay, now imagine a person misinterpreting signals because they don't actively notice. I'm so mistrusting. I'm so much in suffering. I'm so much in this thing that I want. So again, I'm trying to bring you to a specific place of what the shame cycle does, the distorted lens of any person who has this, which is why in my ears, they said, yeah, you are upset. And I can tell from your angry circuit that you're using generalizations and stereotypes consistently. So you're not actively healing your trust break or your trauma charge or whatever it is that took place. You're just projecting it out there onto the world, onto relationships, onto humans, into the life, and you're sabotaging it, but you're saying that you're not. And then you got spiritual bypassers who tell you could block yourself from things. And so long story short, as a 5D mystic, no one blocks anything. But if you don't claim who you are from inside, your inner child, and you don't learn that if you're sabotaging life and relationships, it's because of this extreme all or nothing thinking, which is a narrow state of consciousness. Not only borderline personality lenses have this. Also imagine a person who seeks chaos when there's calm, that tests people out. Again, partners are battlefields, not partners, so they actively try to test you. And then, okay, if we made it after that fight, then we're good. Imagine people not noticing that they lose pieces of time and they don't do anything about it. No, they notice it. And actively, it's the year 2024 with good information out there. So all of this stuff is definitely healable. So our first episode is already out. Behaviors that sabotage life and relationships are healable. The people who are kind, we don't take it personally when someone trusts us less. We actively know what our intent is, what our heart is, and what happened and what's happening. And that's because attachment and trauma information gives us the capacity to know that people who have a distorted lens misinterpret neutral situations all the time. They actively will only be right with the negative ones. And you're not always going to get the negative ones. And then they are going to wonder why their life consistently is built in the absence of building. But if they are self-aware, accountable, and regulating with the I deserve love, I deserve to live, I want to live life, true spirituality, a life of meaning and connection beyond the soul self, or secularly, I am a decent human being, I'm not my biggest mistake, I know I'm not perfect, I know that I'm flawed, but I'm beautiful just the way I am, and I can work with those behaviors that are maladaptive, adaptive, and that stem from a shame cycle and trauma and a lot more. And I don't need to be blaming evil, Lucifer, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so 5D mystic here, again, in the Enlightenment Soul Age group. Anytime anyone wants to tell you that there's no goodness in human beings, it's called all or nothing. Anytime somebody wants to say there's only goodness, the smart people know it's not inherently good or evil. But kindness is something that you will also not know until you give someone a shot. And then another shot, and then another shot. And you don't build relationships with tests. You build them with open communication. So you don't hide shit in your brain. You don't create filters on your mouth. You actively grow deeper connections and relationships when you have emotionally, mentally, and physically in-depth faces to faces. This is not romantic alone. This is all of your relationships. Functional adults know how to build consistently relationships. Functional adults know how to self-regulate. Functional adults can make use of self-help, and they will do so if they want to do so. Otherwise, they'll say, I want to do my life now. Yeah, it's hard. I have laundry. That Zen master told me so. I can't vibe in enlightenment. No one can. And then you find out, no, some can, but they're going to say, you're a liar. I don't want to believe you. You don't have to believe me. I can't prove to you my inner world. I feel it. I know how to explain it to you. You will have to wait until you do enough of resiliency to your own attuning and your own self. So becoming your own safe haven, secure base. The solo polyamory community know what I'm talking about if they are securely attached. They have to be the 1-year-old of them securely attached, then they'll know what I'm talking about. And in fact, we don't have primal attachment panic when our partners are with other women or men or theys. In my case, it's other women. And it's funny though, you can share with people how you are a human being who is confident and that you're okay with knowing things. And there's still people who think that you will take something personally and think, no, they think that you will feel lesser than. But that's because people don't actively have an in-depth conversation of it. So I can understand how words, they can actively be misunderstood. In fact, again, misunderstandings happen because people don't get thorough when they're having an exchange thorough means thoughts, emotions. So when I say I don't take it personally, people who are actively building depth of connection with me, they know that I don't. So we have great conversations. Then I meet some that still, they don't actively know how to tell me the truth in my face. Those are my friends that I yell at. But then I'm like, you know what, never mind. They're not going to get to this place because they continue to treat me with these formalities, and I don't do formalities. We will be back with another episode, I think. In the meantime, this one, though, was to share with you behaviors. Functional adults, we love to chit-chat about it, bring harmony together. We love to have mystics, sciences, spirituality, all of it. Join IHP if you do love voices, stories, perspectives, and mindset, and mindfulness practices so that you can continue to pursue inner growth, expand to the depths of you, and share that with other people. Healing trauma one person at a time, one relationship at a time, and having self-empowered, enlightening conversations and true confidence. It's called healthy self-worth.